All right, welcome back to Linux from Scratch. I'm Haxer492. We are working through the Linux from Scratch book. If you haven't seen the previous intro videos, go back, watch those. We're jumping into checking to see whether our host system has all the appropriate versions and the ability to compile programs. So what we're going to do is you're going to open a terminal. What I did previously is I made a directory LFS, change directory to my LFS, and I'm going to grab everything from here, this bin bash. I'm going to grab this entire script all the way down to here, copy that, and I'm just going to use Vim. You could open this in a different text editor of your choice. I'm going to say Vim version, they call it version check.shell. Hit I for insert. I'm going to paste the entire file, the script, escape, semicolon, W for write. I always do write quit. And then you are going to execute script with bash version check.shell. And you're going to see that on my machine, here's my output. Can't find Bison. Okay. Everything that says okay, obviously, is the dependency is met. Can't find text to any. And awk is GNU. And yak is not Bison. And shell is not bash. Compiler check. G++ works. And no proc reports 4 logical cores are available. Okay. So, and also to make a quick correction to the previous video, I had said I think that Bison is a linker. So, deep dive here, not too deep of a dive, looked it up. Bison is a general purpose parser generator. Converts annotated text for grammar into a deterministic LR or generalized LR parser employing LALR parser tables. If you want to go real deep into that, look up about parser generators, parsers, compilers. Basically, these drive lower level instructions in implementation of languages, particularly C. So let's go back to my doing well. I'm only at 3 minutes on this one. Let's go back to here. So in the next video, I am going to get these dependencies installed. If you're running this, little bit of homework, you want this script to be all okay. And then you have your host system prepared to start building your Linux from scratch. I'm going to go to next. Building in stages. Linux from scratch designed to build in one session. That is, the instructions assume that the system will not be shut down during the process. It doesn't mean it has to be built in one sitting. The issue is that certain procedures must be repeated after reboot when resuming your system at different points. Chapters 1 to 4, these chapters run commands on the host system. When restarting, be certain of one thing. Sounds important. And again, for context, I have not been through this, so I'm learning right along with you. Procedures performed as the root user after section 2.4 must have the LFS system variable set for the root user. Okay, that is important. Chapter 5 to 6, mount LFS partition must be mounted. These two chapters must be done as user LFS. A sudo -lfs, this stands for super. A su-lfs command must be issued before performing any task in these chapters because you want to perform them as super user. If you don't do that, you're at risk of installing packages to the host and potentially rendering it unusable. Super important. This means you're executing commands against your normal daily driver user. Like, let's say you're on Ubuntu. Um, you want to execute all these commands as your LFS user, as super user. And this is, again, important why you isolate your you're working on your Linux from scratch system. You isolate it from your normal daily operating system and user. The procedures and general compilation instructions are critical. I'm just going to open that in a new tab. If there is any doubt the package has been installed correctly, ensure the previously expanded tarball has been removed. Then re-extract the package and complete all instructions in that section. Chapter 7 to 10, the mount LFS partition must be mounted. A few operations from changing ownership to entering the change root environment must be done as the root user with the LFS environment variable set for the root user. That was the same as the previous note here. When entering, the LFS environment variable must be set for root. The LFS variable is not used after the chroot environment has been entered. The virtual file systems must be mounted. This can be done before or after entering chroot by changing to a host virtual terminal and as root, running commands in section 7.3.1, mounting and populating /dev. And, you know, very common chroot in Linux. Let's to end this video, we're at 7 minutes. This is video 4. Tell yourself this is perhaps going to be one of the more important videos in this entire series, is preparing your file system, how to work on your system. In no way should you, if you have any questions about whether you're going to mess up your main operating system, or you do most of your daily desktop work on a main like Linux distro, and you don't want to mess things up, pay attention to this section, chapter 4. Chroot is an operation on Unix and Unix-like operating system. It changes the apparent root directory for the current running processes and its children. It's a program that's run in such a modified environment a program that is run in such a modified environment cannot, and therefore normally cannot, access files outside the designated directory tree. It may be referred to chroot system call or chroot wrapper program modified environment is called chroot jail. The history of chroot system call was introduced during the development of version 7 of Unix in 1979. One source suggests that Bill Joy added it on March 18, 1982, 17 months before 4.2 BSD was released. So fascinating history here. As you get further to your adventure along with me on building a Linux from scratch, I encourage you come across terms like this. I didn't know the entire use of chroot until now. I'm probably going to understand and research this some more on my own, and then the history itself is useful. But anytime you come across something in the book or in the video series and you're just wondering, go to Wikipedia, go to, get a little bit of context and go as deep as you need to understand further. That's what this series is about. So as much about building your system and the development process as possible, and that we all learn together. So this Wikipedia article is great. Dives into everything that is chroot. I call it change root. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's what ch is. All right, I'm gonna stop here, and the next video is going to be creating a new partition. So I'm going to I'm going to install my dependencies. I'm going to get all these okay. That's your homework. And once you're there, I want you to read all this chapter again. Be familiar with changing group, super user, because we are going to be partitioning a file system. And we want to do that in isolation. And so you don't have any unexpected consequences as we are beginning to get set up to build Linux from scratch. Thank you. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. If you're seeing this, check back in the future. These first few introduction videos, like probably the first dozen, they may be redone in the future. I'm going to build a website for this video series as well. And just a quick plug, I just started streaming content, creating content, and going to get better and better at it. So you can also find me as Haxer492 on Twitch, on Twitter, I'm going to be making TikToks, software TikToks, not goofy ones. Some may be goofy. And there'll be a Discord channel as well. Okay, we're just going to start up the next one.